got this damn thing turned on. Okay, so let's see where I'm going to start. I guess I'll start off with the teach with talking about what a few things are. These four brown areas, that one, that one, that one, that one, are city blocks. These four areas are called construction zones. The icon for the block is this hexagon, and this triangle with the circle. We're going to call those construction zones. Behind the construction zones, we have three more city blocks. Those are a light green color. So these brown ones are blocks that are in play, city blocks that are in play. These three are construction zones that are behind. City blocks that are behind construction zones, and those are green. They're special blocks that allow for special rules, but they're not in play until these construction zones in front of them are removed, but we'll talk about that later. This construction zone here is in front of another construction block, and we'll talk about that later. We have a queue area, we have a jam area. The queue area is a place where we're going to be delivering to and picking up, as well as blocks will be picking up. Construction zones will be delivering to. The jam, we can kind of think of this abstract kind of area called like a traffic jam. Let me move these cards out of the way. Here we have we can call this basically like a police holding area. It's like a police parking area, and these are police cars. Over here we'll have what did we call these? Headquarters, right? These are like business headquarters.
Yeah.
And these are the trucks that are associated with each business. Each business has 4 trucks. Each business also has 4 parking areas. The numbers on the headquarters correspond to the number of the trucks, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's see. Over here, we'll have our rounds are going to be divided into 5 within a second phase, but we'll talk about that. But this is a way to keep track of what P number we're talking about, and that'll make sense later. This is what round we're in. There's only 4 rounds, but there's 5 rounds of cards, and these are the cards that'll be here. So when we're in the first round, we'll be dealing with a stack of cards that is only available in the first round, and then available in the second round, third round, fourth round, and we'll have cards above that we draw from, and there underneath it we'll have cards that we discard to. So kind of to explain what I mean is round 1 will have its own set of cards. Round 2 will have its own set of cards. When we discard round 1 cards, they go in the one area. We know the cards that we're currently drawing from because we're in round 1. Then we'd be in round 2 and we'd be drawing from this deck. There's special rules that go along with that, but of course, like everything, we'll talk about it later. All right. We have our own areas that we'll be programming for in this game. It's a pickup and delivery programming area control game. The game is divided into 2 phases, and one phase will be programming, and the other phase will be executing our program. On the phase that we're doing our programming, we're going to be looking at our own offer, which is this top row here, and then this is our hand down here with the P numbers. These P numbers correspond to numbers that are across this board over here. Underneath that is their turn order, and that's in case we have to resolve ties to see whose action goes first. Down here are bonus tiles. These here are tokens which tell you a number on it, like a value. Like this is $1. This is also $1. This has an infinite symbol on it, meaning the dollar doesn't go away at the end of the round. And then let me flip it over. There's not an infinite symbol on there, meaning the dollar will disappear at the end of the round. Okay. And there's divided into different numbers. Like here's 1, here's 5. And I think we have some other unique numbers over here, like a 2 and a 6. That's just to make it easy so we don't have a big pile of 1s. But they're both 2-sided like that. We have a newspaper. There's the big newspaper right here. We just use that to tell our turn order. who's going first for the turn order, just to remind us. This newspaper tells us which deck we're drawing from, and we have these little deals here just to help us keep track of an amount of action points that we can program with, programming points. That's a big, broad overview of some of the components. Oh, and if we're ever putting control markers that are not our own, we put these orange. They're all orange. They belong to the game. We'll have our own that are in our own colors, and we call those our cousins. Like these are my cousins, and these here are not my cousins, but they're also, because I'm the maroon player, the maroon ones are my cousins, and in this case, the green ones are Sarah's cousins, and then these are just the games. All right, so I guess I'll kind of talk about how this game works. Okay, well, it's in two phases. The first phase is a programming phase. In the programming phase, we'll have an offer of cards. We'll start the phase, depending on which round it is, depends on how many cards we get for the phase. We always get at least 3 cards. So in the first phase in the first round in the first phase, we'll get 3 cards. When we make it to round 3 in the first phase, we'll get an extra card in our offer. And in round 4, which is the last round, we'll get 3 and 4. So we'll get both spots. So we'll get all 5 cards to choose from. At the beginning of the phase for programming, we'll get cards, and they'll be hidden from our opponent, and they'll go in the first 3 spots. Okay, this is our handout here. This is the offer. The offer is what we have to buy from. It's like a market. If we have whatever cards we have in the market, there's a bonus section here which we can also buy from, and I'll talk about how we get to there. But first round, we only have in the market 3 cards. We have 10 action points to buy cards with. Each card costs $3. To buy it from the market costs $3. So if I'm buying a card, I use from that for my $10. I'll buy a card and I put it in my hand. I'm not. It's free form until until we say it's the end of the round. So I can put it in any p-value. So as long as I know that I own the card. This is me owning it. This is me not owning it. So if I bought this card, these 2 cards I can own. It's not set to one of these p-values, but in a moment it will be. One of the other things we can do is we can get more cards. I have 2 open spots in my market, in my offer. I can spend $1 to draw to fill in those gaps. So if this deck was here, I could spend $1 and I could put these 2 cards here. One of the other things we can do before we spend that $1 is free up spots in our market. We have this card. Let's say we don't want this card, but before we draw the rest of the cards, we want to get rid of this card, and that's free. We just get rid of it and put it in the discard pile for the round. It's a 1 card, so we put it in the discard of the 1 section. So what I could do is spend $1, which we call a flush, which means if I have cards here, I'll flush them out.
Not from the discard, yeah. I thought you were drawing from the discard.
No. I was just saying, if I've got this card here, what I can do is I can flush it out of my market and then replace up to the round's available spots. Which I'm in the first round, so I have 3 spots. I'm getting 3 cards. Okay,
and
so
they won't be all 1 color.
Yeah, they won't be all 1 color. They'll be whatever. We'll have decks that are mixed, but I'm just showing how the market works. So in this case, I have 3 cards. So let's say I want to flush again. I like this card and I like this card, but I don't like this card. If I choose to flush, I can spend $1 and remove whatever cards I want to remove. With, let's say I only want to remove this one, and then I'll get a new card to replace it. Okay, so let's say out of these 3 cards, I really like this card, and I want to take it to my hand. I only have $2. The cards cost $3 to buy. I can also sell one of the cards in my hand. To sell a card back to the discard pile from my hand, the game gives me back $1. So let's say I sell this move card, put it in the discard pile, sell it for $1. I have that $3 to spend up here in the market. I spend 3. And I buy this card and put it in my hand. Okay, so when I've got my hand full of cards, then what I can do is decide how to place those cards, in which order. The order's set off by all the P1s go first, then the P2s and P3s, P4s, and the P5s. So if I did that, in the second phase where we're actually setting off our programming, I will act in P1. In P2, I'm doing nothing. P3, I'm doing nothing. P4, I'm doing nothing. And then P5, I'm acting. Okay. Another thing to note is when we get into later cards, I'll get one of these green ones. Let's say we're in round 2 and we're in our programming and here's our market. What we can do is upgrade a card. So let's say it's the beginning of the round, in the second round, and I've got $10. What I could do is I could buy this card for 3. 1, 2, 3. I have another. No, this ain't gonna work. So let me get a. Where's that other card? Let's say I buy this card for 3. No, not that card. Sorry. I'm doing this all messed up. I need a move card. All right. So let's say I buy this card for 3. 1, 2, 3. Both of these cards are the same color and the same number, which means they have the same name. So these are both green moves. This card on this left side has a slot for upgrading. This one does not. When a card is upgraded, we'll show it to be upgraded like that. To upgrade a card, you discard a card that you owned in your hand of the same name and of the same color, or the same number and the same color. So these are green 2s or green moves. I own both. I can throw this one away and upgrade this card. The benefit of that is I've freed up a spot. I've made this card more powerful, and when you do an upgrade, you'll get a card from the next round. Is this a 3? No. I'll get a card from the next round and place it in my market in this bonus area. So that's the only way to get a bonus card, is to upgrade a card. And that we're in round 2, so we got a round 3 bonus card. That's the only way to get a card out of round and into your bonus area. So now in my market I have these cards and that card. If the card had 2 upgrade spots, and let's say I upgraded both spots, and I'll talk about that in a second. Per card, you're only, if you upgraded this card twice in the same action, we're calling that upgraded in action, you only get 1 bonus card for doing it to another card in one action. Let me kind of explain what I mean, because this is gonna. There's that one.
Yeah, because there's only one spot for a bonus card at a time, kind of thing, and you need another action to buy it.
Yeah, so let me get a round 3 bonus card, and we'll say.
There you go.
We'll get to one eventually. This card.
You had to move. Yeah.
And then this. Okay, so let's say I own all 3 move cards. If I sell this card back to the bank, I can either upgrade this card once or upgrade this card once. So let's say I do that and I upgrade this card once. The reason why is because one card will upgrade another card. So if I did that, I would get this card and I would get a bonus for doing that to this card in one action. The other option is I could sell this card to upgrade this card. If I sold this card to upgrade this card, I'd get 1 bonus plus another bonus for it having a bonus already. So you never lose anything. So that would upgrade this card twice. It did upgrade the card twice in the same action, so that means that this card, if I were to get a bonus, first I have to decide, do I want a bonus? And it would only be 1 because I did it in one action. If I do want a bonus, I have to get rid of this card and free up the spot to get 1 bonus card from the next round. The other thing what I could do is I could upgrade this card one at a time using these separately. I discard this card to upgrade this, which will give me a bonus card for the next round. Where are the fours at? Oh, these aren't the fours. Okay, to get a card for the next round. And then what I could do is if I don't like this card, let's say, and I want to get another card and I just want to upgrade this card, I could sell this card back to the game and then get another upgrade because they were the same color, same name. And I could decide if I don't like this card, I can get another 4 card from the decks and put it into my bonus area. And this card is available in my market. If I decide to sell this card and it has no upgrade markers on it, it's worth 1. If it has 1 upgrade market, this card is worth 2. The card itself plus 1 upgrade marker. If I sold the card and it had 2 upgrade markers, this card is now worth 3. 1 for the card, 1 for each marker. So that card's worth 3 to the bank. So if I sold this to the bank for 3, I would take 3 more action points and then use that on other cards. You know, flushing or doing whatever I need to do. Is there anything that I forgot, Sarah, about any of that? I know it's a little bit convoluted.
I don't think so. I mean, you did say the only way to go out of deck, like get a card from a different deck, is to get the bonus, but you can go lower if you wanted to. Technically, you can draw cards from a lower deck, but
so let me
probably
go
wouldn't want to do that.
back to the beginning and kind of explain how it'll really look. So let's say we're playing a 2-player game. The game would have 3 sets of colors. So in this case,
Those deck numbers aren't lined up.
you don't think that they're lined? Oh, well, shit.
They weren't lined up, but that's it's alright for just
Yeah.
going through the rules. It's fine.
And I'll
It's
shuffle.
gone into one deck.
Okay, so in round 1, this is what it would look like. This peg would be in 1. We're drawing from 1. So at the beginning of the round, on our programming round, we'll draw as many cards as we can for the round, and that would be 3. These would be available for me to buy. I would have 10. Let's say I decided to buy one of those for 3. 1, 2, 3. I bought, let's say, the green invest card. And let's say I don't like these 2 cards, and I decide to flush. I spend $1 to get a new set. I can keep any one of these that I want, but I don't want either one. So both of these go to the discard deck of the number that's on the back. So it's a 1, so it goes to the 1 discard. Then I draw my 3. Then I have $6 to buy. I could spend 1, 2, 3, buy this card, then spend another 3 to buy this card. And that's how that works. So for the next round, these cards I own in my hand, and I'll explain the next round after I go through basically how to play the game. But you own these 3 cards. During the programming phase, I would decide which slots I want to put these in. So let's say I want this in P1, P3, and P4. When we go into executing the program, we'll be in the second phase, and then we'll go P1, P2, P3, P4, and P5. In P1, each card has a number on it, so all the 1s go first, and then all the 2s go, and then all the 3s go, and then all the 4s go. So what that means is, in the execution phase, these all happen to be 1s, but let's say Sarah had a 2 and I had a 1. In P1, all the P1s go. P1 happens before P2, so I have the P1, my P1 goes, and then her P2. And then let's say everyone's done their action, then we go to P2. Let's say I'm not doing anything. Whatever card she has is going to take action, and then we go to P3. I have an invest, and let's say she has an invest. Then we'll go to turn order to see whose action will take place first if they're the same number. Who breaks ties? In this case, she's green, so she'll go first. So her invest would happen before my invest and whatnot. So let me talk a little bit about what the cards actually do.
There were a lot of numbers there, but like it's important that the actions, like invest always happens before move and then load, so you can actually make money on your invest. So it's a reason why there's that particular order to it.
Okay, I like to explain these in backwards order because they make a little bit more sense of what they do. So expand, which is 4, which would be the last card that happens in each uh, programming slot. Okay, expand. The first icon is a truck. Let me show that. The first icon is a truck. This is how you bring trucks into play. The way trucks come into play is you play an expand, and you pick which truck you want. Let's say you decide you want the 4th truck, and first you put a token on, a cube onto the number that you chose, like number 4 here, and then you put it on the truck on the side closest to the number. This truck can carry 2 goods, which is on the back side. The front side, this is the driver. The back side are what it's picking up, and we can call this dispatch or another employee at the company. So this truck is in play because of expand. I played expand. Is it a blue expand, or am I cheating here? Blue expand is for the blue company. Purple expand would be the purple company. So if I did a blue expand, I would have to choose the blue company if I'm choosing the first option on the expand, and that would be to bring in a truck. I choose the truck. It's one that's not in play already, so in this case we don't have any in play. I'm bringing the 4 truck, and I put it into a block. The blocks that are in play in this case are these 4. It's possible you can bring it in later. These are blocks that are not in play, but when they are in play, they're also valid targets to bring a truck back into play. To bring a truck into play via expand. So the first option is bring a truck in. Second option is to put goods onto a block. You pick a block that's in play. Currently these 4 are in play. Where did I put that? Let's say this block isn't in play. You look for a block that has spots to put goods. These little silver spots that show a hexagon cube, a hexagon token and a meeple are where the goods go. So this one has 2, this one has 1, so I could, these aren't tied to a color, and they're also tied to a color on the card. So the second option to expand is to fill a block with goods. Here's the black bag full of goods. Let's say I chose this block, I would pick 2 random goods and place it on there. The last option on an expand card is to bring in a cop. A cop has a driver, doesn't have a dispatch, and a cop can go into any parking spots. The parking spots are here in front of the block, there in front of the construction zones, here in front of the queue, which are these circles, here in front of the jam, which are the circles, and here in front of the octagons, in front of the headquarters of the businesses. 4 spots here. This has 3 spots, and then other spots open up. So each parking spot, you just have to look if it's available, because there are a number. There's not an infinite amount of parking, except for the jam, which has an infinite symbol on the back of it to show that there's infinite parking. The other important part about an expand, if you bring a truck in, one of the things you could do if you have cousins, anytime you can place a neutral cube, instead of placing the neutral cube, you can hire your own cousin for that job. So if I decided to place a truck in and I have 2 cubes, I could have instead put a cousin here and then a cousin in dispatch, and then place this truck. It could come into play in one of the blocks.
That's an and/or as well. You have to put cousin in both.
If I only had 1, I could do that, or I could have done it the other way, or I could have chosen not to do any. Let's say I don't want to do any. I could do that. So same thing goes for the cop. When I place the cop into play, I could put the cop. He could come into play at any parking spot that's available, and I could make him my cop, or I could make him a generic cop. Okay. On the expand part where you're putting goods onto a block, you can put a cousin onto a block and choose the good that goes underneath him. Essentially, he's like the owner of that good. But that allows you to, instead of randomly place one good per spot, you can put a cousin and choose a spot. So what I mean is, in this case, I could choose to put 2 goods of my choice underneath my cousins in this spot. Because I chose this block, it had 2 openings, and I put cousins instead of just putting random goods on there. Is there anything else you think I need to explain about expand?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Each card, I hope you're taking care of the massive amount of stuff we have going on in the chat. Okay, so each card has a bonus area, and that's down here, that's the gray. If you do the action on the card, you must do the action for the card first, and then you can do the little gray bonus area. You can choose not to do what the card says and just do the bonus, or just do the card, but if you decide to do both, they must be done in the order of the card first and then the action. The action is gray, which means the bonus action is gray, which means it's not tied to a color, so you usually can choose whatever you want. On the card itself, it must be purple if it's tied to a color. So in expand, the only thing that's tied to a color is bringing in a truck. You could have your own bonus tiles that replace with the bonus on there. That only means that you chose the bonus and you're doing the bonus on your card. They're two-sided. So you're doing the bonus on your tile instead of the bonus on the card. And you don't have to do either one. You could opt to do nothing. But you'll notice that it has a 4 on it, which means in each execution of your program, this is the last card per execution. So in the P1 area, the 4, the expand card, is the last card to be used. Load. Well, there's a truck in play. It can load. And this is a blue load. So you'll pick a blue truck in play, and you'll load something up on the truck. This is a single load because it's got a single icon on it. So the player who played the 3, they pick a blue car. A blue truck. Here's the blue truck. They can choose this good or that good, and they would just load it. This truck has 2 good spots, so it would just fill up one of the spots. And that's what load does. And load is 3. So load happens before expand. Now we're going to do move. Let's see if we can find a blue move. Blue move. Okay, the blue move will move blue trucks. A green move will move green trucks. There's some generic stuff you can do with moves, but in this case, we're going to move a blue truck. Here's the move. It's got 1 arrow-looking thing. That means the truck can move once. So we can move the truck from here to here, or here to here. These spots behind the construction zone are not in place, so it can't go there. So it can go here, there, there, the jam, or in its own business. It can't go in, like if there's a spot open in the red business, a blue truck will not go to the red business. If there's a spot open in the police parking spots, the truck will not go to the police parking spots. Okay. If a truck has a load in it and it goes to the queue, if it has a good that looks like one of these, they get sold. These are octagons. Whenever these octagons get sold, the player who did it will get an amount of points. In this case, 3, 4, 5. And then when the good is sold, that's an octagon to the queue, we flip it over and it becomes a square. A square cube. So it goes from octagon to actual cube token. You could load up a good here. These construction zones want different color cube tokens. These cube tokens come from the queue. So if You have a truck here and you played a load. You could load your truck, and if you had a move, you can move the truck over here. When they move, they automatically interact with the area, and then they sell the good. The problem with areas is they have a limited amount of parking. Most of them, almost all the areas have limited amount of parking except for the jam. So if this construction zone has 3 parking spots, so let's say there's 3 trucks there, and I am in the queue and I have a black good loaded, I can choose to move over here. They want a black good. By moving over here, I will interact with the construction zone. They want cubes. I've got a cube. I'll sell my cube. My cube goes there. First thing that happens, I make $6. Then I will place a generic cube in the construction zone to show that it's sold. Just, show that it's sold. What I could do if I had cousins available, instead of putting a generic cube, I could put a cube of my color to show my cousin is there. Next, you look and see, did I go into a place that was already at its limit? In this case, I did. It's at a 3 parking limit, so that puts me in the traffic jam, because I went here, first interacted, then that kicked me out to the traffic jam, and then the traffic jam will just line them up from left to right to show the order that they get stuck in the traffic jam. Now, this vehicle takes 2 moves to move once out of the traffic jam. So it takes 2 moves to move out of the traffic jam. So a 1 move card will not move that vehicle out of the traffic jam. You could also use a move if there was a cop in play. It doesn't matter what color cube's on the cop. You can move the cop to an area. If a cop's in play, instead of moving a truck, so the truck's still here and it still has a good loaded on it, I can move this over here, or I can move this, anywhere that has a parking spot that's available. I can move a cop there for 1 move. Let's see. The last action we'll talk about, obviously 2 happens before 3, and then 3 happens before 4. Let me find an investment. We'll do a purple invest. The top part of purple invest is an infinite dollar and a regular dollar. We'll put that in the color of the card. This is a purple card, so we have 1 of each, a token that's infinite and then a regular dollar. This means that during the round, anytime purple delivers a good, I will make $2. The reason why this is infinite and this is not infinite is at the end of the round, before we go to the second round, these non-infinite dollars go away. I have one permanent investment in purple in this case. So in the next round, I will at least make $1 in purple every time purple is delivered, no matter who does it. So the way it works for a round is, and just to give you an example, if in round 1, let's say it's P1, I've got number 1, she's got number 2. Number 1 happens before number 2, so I put my investments in purple. And then she would do her number 2, because number 2 is next. Let's say it's here with a load, and she moved it to drop off this good to that construction zone. This good would go here. It makes her $5, and it will make me $2. Because remember, unloading happens automatically. It interacts with the space that wants the good that's being loaded. Hopefully that explains things. Does it make sense at all? You think?
Yeah, well, it does to me. I played it 333 times.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the cards themselves. Okay. Purple cards have 2 bonuses on them. This symbol that looks it's supposed to look like a pie, like a graph, is also on the business headquarters. There's 2 invests in each color in each set of cards. So in purple, there's going to be 2 1s that are invests, and they have two types. It's either going to be this one or this one. And if I show you, let's say, the blue ones, where is, see, this blue one is of that type. The other blue one will be of this type. This first, if it has 3 X's, it means to extort. So this card, in the bonus, you can extort a business. To extort, for it to qualify to extort, there needs to be a majority in the company that's owned by players. And we're talking about spots. So in this case, blue, let me go ahead and do one that has you. And then we'll do this one, and then we'll do that, and we'll do that, and then let me get one of mine. And that. Oops. Okay. So in this case, this company has a clear majority, and it's Sarah. This company has a doesn't have a clear majority. It's owned by the game. This one's owned by me, and this one's owned by me. So the only one that's not available to, the two that are not available to extort are these two, because they don't have a majority that's owned by players. To extort, the person who has the majority will get this first number, which is in this case on the companies at 6. And everybody else that's present will get 2. In the 2-player game, you don't have other players to deal with, so there's only, is Sarah there or is she not? And if she is, she'll get 2 if I'm the majority. The person who has majority will remove a cousin after it's been extorted. And when they'll replace their cousin with a generic cube, which makes it harder for them to extort again. If Sarah has the majority, and I have the extort bonus, I can extort and she get the bonus, get the majority of money. But because she gets the majority of money, it'll remove her cube and then put a generic cube. I might do that because I don't want her to make more money. And something I didn't explain, which I forgot to, is anytime a truck makes a load, or anytime it picks up a good with the load action, that color of company will get a dollar value added to it, and that dollar value is added to these majorities. So if 1 is here, that means that this second number is 3 and this is 7, where the other ones are 6 and 2. This is 7 and 3. So the companies become more valuable as their trucks pick up goods, not sell goods, pick up goods. So that's what the 3 X's are in this case. This right here allows a player to, when it has a meeple symbol, that means your cousin. So in this invest will allow you to pick a headquarter and replace a cube, an orange cube, which are these generic cubes, and replace it with your cubes, with your cousin. So in this one, I can take one of these, and I can replace this one with this one. Now I have clear majority. And that's one way, besides the invest card that I talked about, the expand card that I talked about earlier, to get cubes into companies so that you can later extort them. So 3X is always extort. This one is replace cubes. Let's look at the next one, which is move. There's 2 types of move cards with bonuses. The bonus is, in this case, extort a block, because there's the block parking symbol. Oops. Block parking symbol at the very bottom, which is the hexagon. So in order to extort a block, you look at a block and you try to find out who has majority. You could have cubes on goods, and you could have cubes in the front of trucks. Those count towards the majority of that block, just like before. There has to be a majority in a player's ownership. If a cube is loaded, let's say you load a cube with an action, it's the cube that's on top of it showing ownership goes with the cube, except now it's cargo, so it doesn't count towards majority. So if this truck picked, let's do this. if this looked like this, I have majority. There's 2 to a neutral. So if I extort this block, I would get 6, and nobody's there to get the 2. But if somebody played load, and they loaded up my cousin into the back, now my cousin is cargo. Now it's only 1 to 1, and nobody has majority, so they stop me from getting majority. Remind me, I have to go back and explain what happens whenever a good is sold and a cousin's on the back. There's so much that I forgot to teach. I guess I could do that now. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, may as well know.
Um,
There's a lot to teach.
yeah. Okay. So remember, whenever somebody makes a move and they move to an area, they'll interact with the area. This area wants octagons. It automatically happens. You can't even stop it from happening. If you move there, it's going to take the good. When that happens, the person who's going to make the money is usually the person who moved it there, no matter what color of the driver. If I played a purple move, I can move purples that are, doesn't matter what color the driver is. But if there's a cube on top of one of these goods, the person who has control of the goods is him, or is them, and they'll make the money. So in this case, instead of whoever moved the purple truck is going to get $4, it would be the person who owns the cousin, and we'll just get rid of the cousin. Will come back after it's been delivered, and they'll come back to their player area. Usually, cousins, whenever they're moved around and taken off of areas, they'll come back to you. So, like if they're being replaced inside of a block or inside of a headquarter, they'll get replaced and then they get put back to you. If they're extorted and you remove them from the board for being extorted, then they go into your bag. And I'll kind of basically they're going to jail. The game works a lot like other area control games like El Grande or Dominant Species. You have your bag is the general supply. When you pull it out of the bag, that is your supply. So you can use the ones that you have outside of the bag, but first you must take them out of the bag. You can also call that jail. Okay. So anytime you extort, the person who has the majority will remove one of their cousins and send them to jail.
Or they're laying low.
Whatever you want to imagine, they're in the bag. For the game
They're
purposes.
not there anymore.
They're not there anymore. Okay, they're not easy to use again. This card takes a cousin and replaces it, either puts a cousin onto a good or replaces other cousins on a block, because that's the block symbol. Here's the cousin, here's the 2 types that it can replace. That's how you get cousins into blocks, by using the move card. Okay, so the load card. I don't want to use that load card, but I'll use that as an example. Where is the purple load? The load card. Here's the cop symbol. I'll talk about this one first. The cop symbol. Anyone who has a ownership of a cop, so you'd have a cousin that's on a cop, they would make $1 per cop that's in play with their thing. So everybody would make cop money, I guess cop payoff money. This is extort a cop, or cops will extort. I talked about majorities and extorting. There's an exception. When there's a cop present, nobody can extort except for the cop. The cop's watching the place. It cannot be extorted. The only way that place can be extorted is with a cop, and you use this card for the cop to extort the place. So that also means the cop always has majority. It doesn't matter how many cubes are there. If a cop is there, it has majority. And it can only be scored with a cop extort. If there's 2 cops in an area, the cops watch each other and nobody can extort. So it doesn't matter if there's 3 cops or 4 cops or whatever. As long as there's more than one, cops cannot extort. The unique thing that happens when a cop extorts, it gets the top value, and then all the other ones get the second value. So if you have 5 cubes there and the cop only has 1 cube, the cop gets the 6 and you get the next number, in this case the 2. But let's say you're both. You are the cop, and then you also have control of the block. Well, first the cop extorts, you'll get your 6. And then you look at who has everyone else who's represented. You're also represented in the other thing, so you get the 2, and then any other players would get 2. You think I explained that well enough? Sarah?
Yeah, that's like my favorite thing to do in the game, is to extort with the cop and make
Lots of money.
from, yeah, everybody there.
And like always, when a cop extorts, you remove the cube. It goes to jail. Car goes back into the area for police, so a new police can get hired. Oh, or does the cop turn generic, or does it go back to
Yeah,
the?
it goes back. No, it goes back.
It just goes back. It doesn't go
goes
generic.
back. Yeah.
All right. Last one is I was going to explain this. One thing I haven't talked about is that each card also has a skew. They're skewed in a way that makes that card good for a certain thing. So the difference in these two loads, they're almost the same, except underneath it has an underlined meeple and has +1. So let me find the green load. If you notice the green load, this green load looks the same as the purple load, except the blue one has this +$1 to the person who does it. And that means that when you look at this card, tells you what blue's good at. It shows at the bottom police bonus. So if the blue's in play, and through all the blue cards, every time you come across loading and has things about the bonus for cops, they're always better in blue. The blue deck is better for cops. All the other ones are generic, and they all work the same for the load. That's probably more confusing than it needs to be. Okay. The last one was extort. And where is the other extort? Extort, 2 types of extort. Expand. 2 types of expand. This is extort a block, and this is replace cubes in blocks. I'm going to try to find the expand that's green in this deck, maybe.
Maybe somebody is saying hello to you in the chat.
Oh.
I'm not familiar with.
Is it not, who is it?
Cards on there.
Oh, it's I think that's
and-
Gabriel Martinez, friend of
Okay.
mine that I grew up with from the little old town of La Mesa, which is, I feel very honored because I think he got it into Twitch probably just to say hello. Anyway, oh, that's not the expand. Someday I'd like to meet up with Gabriel again, but he lives in a whole nother state. Where
Okay.
I believe he's in Louisiana. Louisiana. Okay, so where is
What
the
are you
green
looking for?
expand in green?
Green expand.
That's in 2. I
Oh.
don't see it anywhere.
Stuck to another card, maybe. Here's another one. Oh no,
Okay.
that's not 2. Oh, that is 2. Yeah.
I wanted to show the other one that looks like that. Let me do blue expand. I can do the 2 different types of blue expand. That'll work.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So blue expand. Now that's maybe, where is the other?
Oh, this one, the extort one, right?
No, the other one. The expand that moved this one.
Okay.
Okay. If you'll notice, this one has a 0-1, meaning it's from the 1 deck. This one has 0-2, it's from the 2 deck. This one says replace a cube. This one says replace a cube or a cousin. So that's just a way to understand what the bonuses are. Okay, so let's talk about your bonuses. So when you program these cards, you can choose to use the bonuses that are in the card. You can choose not to, but you could also choose to replace those bonuses.
Yep.
So-
More choices.
More choices.
More
All right, so
decisions.
this $2 means you get a $2 investment. It is gray, so you'll pick one color. So let's say I choose purple again, and I get to place an investment. It doesn't have the infinite dollars, so it would be 2 generic dollar investment in purple, which means at the end of the round, these generic ones go away. So the 2 is an investment in a color. Those two have to go to the same color investment. Oops. If you flip it around to the other side, this is extort a block. The person who gets majority, the person doing it gets a -1. I guess it's -1 across the board to extorting a place. So the value that it has in a block, so this is 7-4, that would be 6-3. Okay. This one. Get a cousin, expand a truck, or put goods into a block. This one is a gray load. It means right now load in a truck. So pick the color of the truck, load a good. Flip it to the other side. This is put a move token on a card. So putting a token on a card means that this has its own action already on the card, but this is an action that's added to the card. So it's white, which means it'll assume the color of the card. So this invest has a move on the invest, and it can be done with the other part. You don't have to do it, but it's on there, and until you do it, it's removed. Or you can use this bonus and it will be removed off the invest and put on another one, or if you use it, it's removed. This one is put a load token onto a card, so now the invest has a load token on it. So when we get to this card, we can also load on this invest. This one is move right now, but you pick any color truck, and it has one movement, and you move it. If one movement, it will move it. So that was these two. That's that one. Excuse me, that one. I think the only one I didn't talk about is this one. This one again is to put a cousin, to take a cousin out of your bag. This one on the other side is extort a headquarters at -1 to whatever value the headquarters have. Hold on one second, I gotta drink something. Do you want to say anything while I'm...
Yeah, sure. Did you go through this one? The scoring. So this one's extort.
Yeah.
Block as well. Yeah, you did that one. Oh dear, you've been coughing for like a week.
I know.
That sucks.
It does suck.
Yes, so that's the bonuses. Yeah, I will say that I don't know if you said this or not. I'm sorry if you said it already, but that has to come second. It happens after executing the card itself. You can't do it in a different order, but when you have a token on a card, you can do whatever order you want. You can do the money before the move.
We'll talk about the turn order bidding.
Oh yeah, each card has an initiative number, like down here, and its lower initiative gets the better. So when we're programming, we put this on a card that we want to be put down as our like an initiative bid. And then, so if I wanted to go first, I'll put it on this one because it's my lowest. And then hopefully, the opponents don't have a lower card than that. So yeah, and then we change turn order for the next round over here. So we know who's going to have what turn order for the next round. So it doesn't happen it's random in the first round, but then we bid for it.
And then, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to say how to get cousins.
Hello there. How to get cousins?
By going to the queue. I haven't mentioned that.
Oh, okay. I thought you did. All right. So yes, you can move even if you can move a truck that doesn't have anything on it to the queue. And what you're actually doing is you're picking up your cousins or whatever it is thematically. You get however many cousins that there are empty spaces on the truck. So this one has 2 spaces for goods, so and they're both empty, so you would get 2 cousins. If you had 1 good on there, you'd drop off 1 good and you would get 1 cousin. If it's just a 1 truck that's empty, you would get 1 cousin. So that's how you get them out of your bag, which is good. Cousins are good.
And you were going to talk about the yellow cards?
I was going to talk about the yellow cards. So the yellow cards they're a special deck, which we'll probably play with today because they're fun. They have an upgrade bonus and a sell bonus. So they actually sell. So Where are the yellow cards, by the way? They actually have a blank bonus on them. Oh, they're here. Is that them? Do we leave the yellow down here somewhere? Thanks, babe. Okay. So they actually have a blank bonus. Like they don't have any fancy bonus on there already, which sucks, but they're worth 2 to sell. Even without an upgrade, they're worth 2. They also have a lower initiative, and you can still put a bonus. There's a space to put your own bonus on there. The other thing they do, which is super cool, is that they can upgrade a different card that you have. They can upgrade any color, basically. So if I had a move in purple, I can actually sell this yellow move. Sorry, trade it in, basically, to put an upgrade cube on here, even though it's not yellow. And it works the other way too. If I had a yellow card that had an upgrade on it, this one doesn't, but I could get rid of a different color to upgrade a yellow. Yeah, so that's the special thing about yellow. I like yellow. But they don't have a skew. That's their asymmetry. So every deck has a different bonus, right? So the green has company bonuses, so you get more for extorting the headquarters. Red has construction bonus. You get more money for extorting construction zones. We already talked about blue, which is the police get more money. And then the purple is blocks. You get more money from extorting on blocks.
Okay, I didn't talk about how to get blocks into play, really, like when it happens and what they do.
And what they do. And they are all special. So, okay, so when you sell a good to the queue, it turns into a cube. It's been like refined or whatever. It's a different kind of good now. You can pick up from the queue, like if you have trucks in the queue, and then if I had a blue load right now, I could load goods directly from the queue, and they are now like material for construction. So we can send them over to, if I had a move, I could send it over here and sell it to this block that's in construction. The funny thing about this construction block is it just becomes a construction
More
block
construction.
at the end of it. It's just, yeah. There's some dodgy thing going on there where they're making a lot of money from the government, just building and building and building, but nothing ever gets done. It never ends. So you drop that off, you get paid this amount plus any investments that you have. And if you had a cousin, you can also put a cousin on there because construction blocks can be extorted as well. Anything can be extorted if you put your mind to it. So once I've extorted that, it's the same thing. You have to have a majority. So hang on, I should put a neutral cube on this truck. Okay, so while the truck is here, oops, what's going on with there's like a slight delay in my, okay, so right now I can't extort that because I don't have the majority there. But once that truck moves on, does something else, hopefully it goes away. Right now I have the majority and I can extort it. And these are worth generally a little bit more than blocks because it's harder to do. And actually you don't get a whole lot of opportunity to do that because the next good that comes along is actually going to open that up in a 2-player game. Each of these construction zones open up after dropping off 2 cubes. After dropping off 3 in a 3 or 4-player game, that's when it opens. So this construction block would just become this constant building site, right? And it can take 6 goods, and they're worth a lot. So this is really good to open up if you are just trying to like load and move and sell lots of goods, because you're going to get loads from goods, especially if you've got investments. This gets like crazy money. And you can also put, again, when you start selling goods there, you can also put cousins on them and you can extort for this, and second place is 5. First place is 9, second place is 5. You can put a cop there, the cops can extort, anyone can extort there. Okay, so the next one is the company block. So let's say you open this, and this one's got the, this is randomized at the start of the game as well, but this one right now has you can put a white cube or a black cube, gray cube or a black cube there. Once this is opened up, so once someone's put the 2 cubes needed in a 2-player game, it works like the other blocks. So you put goods randomly on there, This one's great if you want to extort headquarters, because when you pick up goods from here, every time you pick up, is it per good, babe, or is it every time you load from here?
Every time you pick up. Every
Okay,
time you
so
load
it's
from that.
per pickup. Oh, every
Yeah,
time you load
per
from there.
load.
Okay, so
Yep.
so you would get +5 for each of those goods that you put on the truck, and that would go, because it's a blue truck, it would go to the blue headquarters. So you can make blue very lucrative. So that can be really good. If you've got cousins on blue, you do that, you can make lots of money. So that's a good place to open up. You can extort this block. These ones are weirder. Like, if you want to extort them, you get 5. It's less, and also there's no second place. So they're a little bit more interesting to score with the block stuff. And the star block. So once this one's opened up, you've got this celebrity that you can cart around in your truck. Yeah, get rid of these goods. There's a special thing with celebrities. They don't want to go to the same place twice. So once they've been to a block, they have to go to like an empty building, not with goods on it. So let's say you drop them off here, you get $6 plus any investments. So it's money that and a good, and then this is locked up. They don't want to go there anymore. If someone extorts in a place where a celebrity is, they don't like that very much. Like, they don't feel safe. They want to leave. So you flip them. They are now at +3, so they're actually worth 9, and you can load them up. They want to just get out of town, so you load them up, you take them to the queue, they're basically leaving town, and you get $9 for them, plus any investment in the color. So that's the celebrity. And they fill a good space, don't they, in the start?
Yep.
So you would only fill
Yes.
this up to 2. The police block is awesome if you're doing cop strategy, because cops will earn $2 extra for every like bribe that you give them. So that card, where is that card? Here. This card here that's like +1 for the cops, they're actually going to be +3. So the cops will make $3 each, and if you had the blue one, you would get another one as well for all your blue cops. But for your cops that are your cousins. What else? Okay, so the other thing is, when cops extort and the police headquarters is in play, you don't actually send that cop to jail. They just go back to your ready area, so you can have them ready to put somewhere else or become a cop again, basically.
Suspended with pay.
Yeah, suspended with pay. All the yeah, nice benefits. And then also, so cops usually, I don't know if we talked about this, but cops are usually one to move. So even if, like, I decide I want to get a cop, and I will decide this because I'm a pain in the ass, but if I decided to get a cop into play and like block something Mo was trying to do, like if I was trying to like block him from scoring blue over here or whatever, he can move the cop for 1 movement anyway. Like, he can forego moving a blue truck, for example, to move my cop out of the way so that he can score this thing. So once the cop block is in play, cop block, it's 2 movement to move a cop. So it becomes a lot more expensive. You can still do it, but it's really hard to move a cop along. And I guess, what is it thematically, moving the cop? You're just trying to, like, putting in a bomb threat or something, trying to send them off course somehow.
Making false, I guess.
False threats or something. Yeah.
Basically,
Whatever you're
calling
trying to do.
911. Well, here in America, calling 911 is and making a false
Yeah.
report and
Yeah.
making the cop take off.
And the cop
It's much
just
harder to do
leaves.
when the cop block is in play. Cop block. Yeah.
Cop block. We were seriously thinking of calling the game cop block.
I'm not.
I am.
Yeah.
I'll put in brackets underneath Corruptcity cop block.
So who's coins to continue?
I think Quince to continue is Daniel? Or is it Jace?
I
Hopefully
think
they'll
we
let
can
us
play
know.
and
I
we
don't
can
know,
kind
everyone.
of explain as
Yeah.
we go now, I think.
I think so.
Okay.
I think we've
So we kind of went through the rules. It's very confusing. There's a lot going on. This is how we randomly make the game start. We'll call it a seed. Each card has its own seed. So what we're going to do is find out who is first. So out of these, we'll randomize it. To randomize these two, green is first.
That's lucky. I'm always first.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and each one of these has 3 different states of a color. So what I mean by that is purple has
Some
3
have
different
load.
openings. And to make it random, we're gonna, each color has 3 cards. They're all 3 the same kind of card, just in the 3 different types of colors. This would be for each color. It's opening move. The first player,
Then
which is
we
Sarah,
choose.
will
Yep.
pick what color she wants in the
Oh,
play.
so I want yellow in play.
Okay, I don't want blue, so I'm not picking blue. Uh,
Why don't you want blue? What's wrong with blue?
I'm gonna put purple, and then the other one is gonna be a random. So let's just hope that it's not blue. It is blue. I guess I willed that
Yes!
into happening.
Cop strategy. Here we go.
Okay,
Now
you
we're
picked
gonna roast
yellow,
cop
so go
strategy.
ahead and get yellow ready, and I'll get both blue and purple ready. So I'll explain.
mean the
This
truck?
shows trucks 1 and 2. Yeah, this shows truck 1 and 2. So truck 1 and 2 come into play for this card. So it gets generic drivers and generic dispatch. I put them in whatever blocks I want to, and in this case, it doesn't really matter. This just kind of randomizes it. I'll put them in these 2 blocks, and then Sarah's deleting the cards that we're not using. So that was purple is set up. Then yellow is a 4 truck, and you already set up the 4 truck, didn't you? Oh, yeah. I'm doing
I just need to put a cousin in
I'm
the
doing blue,
bottom.
which is the 4 truck as well. Then I'll put that in randomly. I'll put that here, and then we'll go ahead and get all these cards set up. And see, this is putting construction the decks. Oops. Flip, 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 flip. I'll let you shuffle.
I'm shuffling them, but I know you're gonna shuffle again.
I'll shuffle them again.
Can't help it.
Gotta make it shuffled.
Yeah.
All right, and then we can delete these.
Stupid shuffle. I need this anymore. Okay, so the goods set up. Oh, wasn't one of them a load? No.
No. And these are
Not this
random.
time.
And then I think we can start. These blocks start with 3 goods each, and then the queue starts with 1 of each kind of refined good or deconstructed good, however you want to call it. All right, so we do this little weird thing where we do this little thing in TTS which makes it where the other person can't see our cards. Our money is hidden as
Yeah.
well.
Are we doing that this time? Or
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
Yeah. You know that if I just turn my head, I can look at the screen and I can see your cards.
Well, I already know you do that, so I know you're a cheater. So yeah, I'm just making it that much harder for you to cheat. So you have to actually turn your head.
Yeah, and then you'll see me turn my head and be like, "Hey,
Stop turning your head.
eyes on the prize."
Yeah. So we get our 3 cards for round 1. 10 to buy a card. I mean, $10 to buy your cards. Each one of these costs 3. This is our hand. This is supply.
You want me to take off my headphones and then you can talk about what you're
No,
doing?
I'm fine
Might be a
talking
good
about
idea.
it. Yeah, I'm fine. It's completely fine.
I won't
So
focus.
out of these 3 cards, I decide I want. I wish this card was in this color. I like this card, so I'm gonna buy this card for 3. 1, 2, 3. The other 2 cards I'm gonna pay $1, and I'm gonna get rid of these 2 cards too, to have a new set of cards to buy from, and just hope for the best. So I've got these cards to buy from, and I'm not exactly happy, but it's not too bad. So I'll buy this card for 3. 1, 2, 3, and I have $3 left. Let's buy this one too. 1, 2, 3. And then these are the 3 cards, and then I have to choose when do I want them to come into play. P1 through P5. I've got 3, so I can have gaps. I can do them like that, or if I can do them all over here, I can do this. So the first thing I want to do is that, in case anything happens, this will take effect on those. And I'll explain that more when it's my turn. I'll do that, and then I'll do that. And then that. Then I'll explain that more when it's time to do it. So this is the first phase. Sarah's got to do her own buying. And I'm looking, I can't see I can't see what she's doing. I can put my hand in there, but you, okay. How does it look on your side with my hands in your hidey hole?
Weird. Very suspicious.
Yeah, I can't see anything in there. The reason why we have the money hidden, and then also unlike most card games now, ever since Magic, graveyard piles or discard piles are face up, this is one of the few games where you don't play it face up. You play it face down. It is to encourage the idea that you never know what your opponent, how much money your opponent really has, and what they're really sort of up to, and you always feel like you're behind. Or if you're the other type of person that plays glass half full or glass half empty, you might feel like you're always beating your opponent, but you're not. You never know, really. It's just a guess. It's to enhance that feeling.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. Okay.
Let's go.
So we'll show our cards. I should flip that one over. So don't look. All right. We are in P1, so that means that this first slot's going to go
turn order
off.
initiative. Hang on, sorry, I didn't do that.
Oh, didn't do that either.
Oh wait, no, maybe not. Why are my cards so high? God damn it.
I'm bidding with this one.
I demand a mulligan. Mine's 22.
I'm 14. So the next round, I will go first.
You're gonna hold on to that card this whole game.
Yeah. All right. So P1 happens first. Her P1 and my P1. Mine's a 1 and hers is a 3, which is a load. I was mentioning I want this card first because I'm going to invest just in case she loaded or made any deliveries with purple. I would make money off of it.
Not going to now.
Well, she didn't pick purple, so.
No, I didn't pick purple.
All right,
anyway.
so first thing that happens is I'm going to do the action, which is 1 generic dollar and 1 infinite dollar on there. So that means anytime purple delivers, I will make $2. It doesn't matter if it's me or her. Then the next thing I'm going to do is the bonus. The bonus says to put a move token on another card, and it's gray, so I can put it on any card. I am going to put it on this card. Now it's part of, basically it's like being written on this card. Now this is a load and a move on this one card. I can do them in any order when it gets to that card, but this now is a purple. Because it's white, it'll assume the color of the card. Anyway, so my P1 is executed. So now we do the rest. She's a 3, so she's after me, so she goes.
All right.
Sarah goes. She. What's the thing about the she and the cat? And the
Who's she? The cat's mother? The Aussies on this. I know what I'm talking about and know that.
I think you made it up.
Didn't.
Something about liking cats and.
Okay. So, I definitely don't want to. Why did you do a blue card? I'm really upset by that. I'm upset that you would do that.
Because I'm awesome, that's why.
Yes.
So
I'm
she
gonna make
does a
more money from
load
a.
for her
Yeah.
action and then does a move for her bonus. Let me go over there.
I actually, yeah. So I loaded. So that means I need to put $1 on the blue company charter
Hmm.
because blue company is doing some cool stuff. I get a cousin because there was one spare spot on the truck, and I sold a white good for 5. I don't have any investments in blue, so it's just a 5.
So that was
So that was
P1.
P1. We're
Okay.
thinking of changing the name of like P1 through P5. So many numbers.
Just, yeah, to like just the time of the day, like
Now.
morning. Here would be brunch. All right. So now we're in P2. We're
I
both
do
looking at
my
our
best
PT cards.
extorting at brunch.
She's a 3 and I'm a 3. She breaks turn order with a 2. So the cat's mother goes first.
Weird. Um, okay.
So
So,
yellow.
yes, I know it's yellow. I just don't know if I want to load because you have a neutral load. Making me sad. Okay, so yellow gets
Hmm.
$1 on the headquarters. So you can see how you could potentially be helping people out. Because I could load a yellow truck and might move it, and then I will be very sad.
No, only cousins. You could call them what you want to. They could be brothers, cousins from another mother.
It's like a gangster family, right? They're not even potentially your actual cousin.
You
Just
just calling them your
it's
cousin.
crime
Is
family.
that kind
Well,
of
that's what it is in my head. It's the crime family. Yeah.
that reminds me? And this is like messed up. Like in, are you still going?
I'm done,
Because
by
this
the
is
way.
gonna mess up. Okay, and you did your move token.
I
Okay,
did.
so I'll do my purple uh, move
Purple
and
load.
load. So let's do. I'll load this white good. I don't want to move the white good. Let's do the black good. Load on the first part. Then the action token is to move. And then
And
I'll
so
move over
purple
here.
company gets $1. I have to say that every time because I
Yeah.
just forget.
I'll get $3 for selling that good, plus another $2 here. So that's $5. Oops, that's a $10 bill. $5, and then the bonus is cousin. Okay, so that reminds me of people who are like moms that are or dads that are cheating, and they have like an uncle that they introduce their kids to, and they're like the cheating. They're not really their uncle. They're the person they're cheating with. They're like this outside cheating
Yeah.
member. They just call the kids know him as, oh, that's Uncle Steve, and like Uncle Steve's not even related.
Yes. Uh,
Oh, that's messed up. Anyway,
that is
all
messed up.
right, P3. I have 3 in P3, and she has 4 in P3. So the load happens first. So it's blue load. So I'll load here. There's only one
What
blue
swear
truck.
word
So
are you going to tell us about today, Mo?
do I tell you about words all the time? I've never
last
had.
time, last time we streamed, you told us, you had like a lot to say about the MF
Oh, the MF word.
and why you loved it so much. I'm just wondering if you got a new favorite.
Oh
There's
no.
actually there's actually a Netflix show apparently that's like about all the swear
Uh
words.
oh.
They do an episode on all the
Everything
swear
went
words.
black because of
Oh
freaking.
no.
Give me a second.
What happened?
Some stupid update.
Um,
Give me 1 second. That's very unfortunate.
taking a screenshot of my board. Just in case you're gonna try and mess up my stuff. This is just like a big show so you can mess with my stuff, isn't it?
Let me see if I can.
Stupid TTS.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is because I'm having to run this off of a laptop on the side.
I think I have to leave TTS when this happens generally, then come back
Yeah,
in.
I already had to close it out.
We need one of the technical difficulties signs.
I called the this Corrupt City 13 MFers as the name. All right, cool. So we should be exactly where we were at. Except I'm waiting for you, and then I'll promote you, and I'll pick my color. Color. Oops, not hand. Change color. Cool.
Did you actually do all the things? You did, right?
I did that. I got my money, which is no, I haven't got my money for that. Or I haven't moved it. I loaded it.
Okay, so we should.
Then I'm moving over here and drop that off. And when I drop that off, I'll go ahead and put a cousin on it. And that'll give me
$6.
And do you
Nice.
have any investments in blue? No, you don't.
I don't have any investments in anything. So.
And that is all for my P3. It's your P3.
Okay, so I'll move the blue truck over here to get some more cousins, because cousins.
Well, I think offline we talked about the curse words, the C curse word, the one, the really bad one in the U.S.
Yeah. Comparing like the difference between using it here and there.
Yeah, and the UK, and like how you like how they say it in the UK.
Yeah.
The four-letter C one.
But any swear word sounds good in the UK. Like, it sounds funny. It just sounds less harsh.
I disagree.
When you've got the UK accent.
Whenever they say like the P curse word, it doesn't sound.
Word.
Yeah, the one that
Yeah.
that's basically the P version of the C, where it doesn't sound. I don't think it sounds particularly neat
Right.
in the UK.
Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't saying that the UK. I can't.
Oh, does it better? Right.
No, I was saying the T one, the C one.
Yeah. C one
Like when
says
they say
what?
twat, you twat. I think that's
Yeah.
really like it sounds funny. Wasn't the C word? Okay, so the kids were here. I couldn't say any words. I put the cop in front of your construction zone.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah.
You're horrible.
So
You're a horrible person.
And I get a cousin. Okay, cool.
I wish I was in the UK because I'd call you the T word. So shitty. Okay, so that's the end of the that's the end of the second phase. So we're going to the second round. We'll hide our stuff because we're going to have a new supply. The player who was last in the round is responsible for any cards that are in the queue. Now we'll move to the blocks.
Did you see the comment from Jay saying that that's how we greet our grandparents?
That's pretty sweet. Yeah. In what's his name? The guy who did Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch.
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie. He has that. There's that old dude that's in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and also in the way he says "cunt" and "twat" is just it's just like I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
really
perfection.
Like
perfection.
Gosh. Yeah, he's scary.
Yeah, he's so cool. He's got and they always like zoom in on his teeth, and they're so British. He's got the classic British coffee teeth.
Give me
I guess it's tea teeth. I guess tea teeth, not coffee teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
tea teeth.
With me, it's got tea.
Mine's tea teeth. All right. So there's my new offer. She's got a new offer. I would prefer those to be in this color. This non-infinite dollar went away in the last round. Don't forget, hopefully I won't forget to bid. I got to bid, basically put that on the lowest card if I want to be first in the following round, or put it in the highest card if I want to be last. I'm looking at the cards and their bonuses and what I want to do.
That's so bad.
I am going to take this card for 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to buy that card for 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to spend three, 1, 2, 3, to take this card. And what I'm going to do with this card is give it back and use it to upgrade this card here, which had the same name. Yellow cards can upgrade other cards of the same name, or you can do it vice versa. So that's what I'm doing right there. So this card, besides having that text, now has that text as well. And for upgrading, we're in round 2. I can take a bonus card from the next following round and place it in my bonus area, but I'm out of money and cannot buy any cards. So with this last dollar, what I'm going to do is go ahead and see what would be available for the next round. Now remember, at the beginning of the next round, I can get rid of any of these cards to draw more cards to fill up the spots. It'll make sense more or less the next round if it doesn't now.
More or less.
More or less. Probably less.
More or less sense.
It'll make less sense. I was trying to be somewhat enthusiastic, but it's not going to happen. It's gonna be less sense. We already know that. Okay.
I think you explained the game and then it made less sense when we started playing it
Yeah.
as well. Instead of more.
And it makes less sense to play it. Oh.
Yeah, because whatever you plan just gets screwed up anyway.
Yeah. Okay, I went ahead and bid on that number to see if she will play.
You sound like you're nearly ready. You're nearly ready.
Sort of.
Oh, no.
I'm going to put that there, that there, that there.
I'll buy that. Oh, wait a minute. I have $1 more to spend. I should spend my maximum amount. If you have the money, you should spend it.
Do that.
I think that's my mom's like life motto. If you have the money, you should spend.
That's pretty funny.
But in this case, it's true. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes, I want that for later.
That's what I need is that and
Oh, that's
that.
a really good question.
What's the question?
So Jace is asking, how do you choose the theme subject of the game that you want to work on? He's asking that of both of us, but this is like the first game I've even
It's not the first game you've wanted to work on, though. So I think you could answer
true.
it. Okay, so...
Anyway, you answer.
Yeah. Let me finive programming, then I could definitely answer. Well,
No, answer it now. I want to be distracted.
For the cost, it was easy because I had... well, I've always had a fascination with asbestos since I was a kid. I remember asking about it. But I saw a cool documentary done by Vice, and it kind of pissed me off about how how the Western world was kind of exploiting the developing world. So I wanted to do a game that kind of showed it. And so that's why the cost became a thing. I'd already made games before that. And the games that I made before that were usually mechanics first. And the cost was theme first. Well, I would say not theme. It's more of a subject first and then... Anyway, so the cost was all about the subject first. This game, I would have to say it was mechanisms and first, just because I was inspired. Like, I first came to Sarah with the idea because of the auto chess, auto pets way that they select cards, and I thought, hey, it would be really cool to make a pick up and deliver game that had that. But I was thinking trains at the time. And we had been joking about something, and somehow Corrupt Cousins came into existence. So we just kind of, I played with the idea of majority in that, and then when Sarah came on board, and then we started talking about the game, it became this theme of like mobsters and stuff, and it makes me think of like Chicago 1930s. But
yeah, funnily enough, I can't remember exactly. We thought of making them corrupt cousins. Like, what was the idea again? I heard. Which one of us was like, oh?
I think I don't know, because it's hard to tell when you have two people who talk all the time. It's hard to know where an idea begins and an idea ends, like with who should get credit for it.
Yeah. I think it was like you had the idea of the cousins first, and then I was
Mm.
like, oh well, if you're like doing these, if you're getting your cousins in there into all these like positions, maybe it'd be cool if they could exploit that somehow, get a benefit to having your family in there, and then it just made sense to go. Next step is that they're doing something against the law.
Yeah, and so in this case it was mechanisms, but it didn't really become a game until there was a topic to explore, and then it actually became a game. I don't think it could have. It really wasn't anything with just the mechanics. In fact, it didn't even work. And I showed it to Sarah. Looked at what I was doing, and she thought it couldn't work. So once the theme was on there, it started to work.
Yeah. I didn't
And
think
then,
it couldn't work, but I was like, oh, I don't know if the card buying thing is
don't lie, you didn't like it.
working with the. I didn't. I hated it. I hated it so much. I had to come on board and fix it. No, it's not true. I didn't hate it.
A game that I designed, it doesn't have a publisher at the moment, was based on another documentary, but you couldn't tell if you played it. It feels like it's all mechanisms, but
Yeah. That's Matchstick
that'd be
Girls, yeah.
1903, yeah.
Oh,
So,
1903. I thought you were talking about Matchstick Girls.
oh, Matchstick Girls too.
That's quite abstracted, but actually, the cool thing about that is you really do feel the stress. It does feel like as stressful as working in a horrible
Yeah,
stick factory.
there's a British documentary series where they talk about the worst jobs to have in the Victorian area and Victorian era, and one of the jobs was to make matchsticks, and it explained it, and I thought, man, that's horrible. I need to make a game about
Oh, I
that.
took the wrong one.
I can see what you're doing.
I took the wrong order. Are you ready? I'm ready.
Do you want to talk about the other game you were thinking about that you brought me on board for, or do you want to keep it secret? Okay.
No, that's fine. I'm designing, but it's very, very early. Like it's just basically brainstorming at this point. But a game about one of the doctors that was kind of the first to discover germ theory. So he was like a Hungarian dude. He's not as well known as like the other ones. And I say that, but I can't remember what the other guy's name was. He was one of the main germ theory dudes. There was I can't remember his name now. Anyway, I think he was an American guy, wasn't he?
Are you thinking about the dude who came up with the Pasteur, Louis Pasteur?
No, not him. I can't remember his name. Anyway, there was a few at the time that were working on germ theory. But obviously there were a lot of people that were incredibly skeptical, and there was a doctor in Hungary who, it's like a really sad story because he realized that like they were cutting up dead bodies and then delivering babies, and so all these mothers were just dying because of this. And yeah, he sort of figured out that it was because he figured out they needed to wash their hands with bleach after they'd been cutting up the bodies, and if they did that, then the mothers didn't die so much. So yeah, but they all thought he was crazy, and he ended up like it drove him mad. He was sent off to the asylum. He started like living with prostitutes. He was like doing all this crazy, like yelling at people, and he couldn't handle the rejection of his ideas, and was one of those unfortunate people that was way ahead of his time, and the time just wasn't. Yeah, people weren't ready for that. So he ended up dying in the asylum like 2 weeks after he got there because they beat him up and he got an infection. Kind of horrible irony there.
So on that
Not
thought, that's
cool.
what the game's gonna be. You're gonna design a game
It's a
based on
that
that.
cheery game. Yeah, it's gonna be really happy. No, so I guess it's about like trying to save the mothers and trying to like develop that theory. But you're not playing as Samuel Weiss. You're like trying to help him, I guess. But that you can also be like trying not to help him and just helping yourself. Kind of like this game. You can just help yourself and screw him over. So yeah, it's a work in progress.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna
I'm
answer.
ready.
Gabriel real quick and say this game is
Oh,
still
let's
in
start.
design,
Sorry.
and I don't know if he's talking about this game or another game or whatever, but this game's still in design. It's not even picked up yet, so. But we haven't tried to sell it either. Anyway, so we're ready, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
Your investments.
So here we go. We're in round 2, P1. 1 goes before 4, so 1 happens first. It's invest in blue, so we'll go blue.
Yeah, it is a
infinite
really tragic story, Jace. It's so sad. I don't know if you'd heard of him as well, but it's really sad.
The strange thing is that when when you talked to me about it, it's like I had heard of the guy already through a podcast.
Yeah, but that's because you listen to
I
what's
listen to a
going
lot of
on. You
information.
know everything.
I listen to a lot of stuff. Invest is done. Cousin got it, and then your go. And so
All right.
hopefully
Well,
I'll get to help Sarah with that game. I hope. I can only make it worse.
allowed.
And take credit for anything good in it. If there's anything good, I want to take credit for
it. I just thought like there's a lot you could do with that. Like I can imagine you've got like a hospital. You're trying to save mothers. There's like there's the whole women's struggle. Like women's bodies kind of weren't really their own back then, and you've got like these poor prostitutes that are coming in, and there's like the different clinics. So clinic 1 in the hospital was the one where everyone sort of kept dying. So there was like this whole thing of women not wanting to go to that particular room to give birth. There's just like there's so many layers to it. You've got like all the rich doctors that wouldn't hear that they were unclean and they couldn't handle that.
I think one of the interesting things about the dynamic.
Off.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the dynamic is it's also the crossroad between believing in home remedies versus doctors. You still had the struggle between, midwives being the normal way that you would give birth, and doctors wanting to take control of that and feeling that they were in the right, but the numbers weren't there to show that they were in the right, like they could give birth better, and because their rates, mortality rates were much horrible, very very bad, very 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 bad. Are you done with your P1?
Yeah.
All right, P2 invest. For me first, and it'll be one of these dollars and one of those dollars, and then I'll put a move token on this load thing, and I am done with my P2. Your P2.
Mine's expand, so I think you're probably before me.
I already did it.
Oh, you did?
P2.
Oh, wow. It's really fast. Thanks for not skipping to P3.
I could, though.
Well, you've done it before.
I'll do it again. Easily.
And I'll do it again. Okay, so where should I put this cup?
The hell is all this cop bullshit?
Yeah.
The cops are all
you
over
knew
this
I was gonna do
stinking
it.
town.
You knew I was gonna do it.
Twat.
I know. Dodgy cops everywhere. Well, they're not dodgy yet, but they might be. And then I get a movement token, which is gonna go. What are you investing in? Blue. Ooh.
None of your damn business.
Why?
That's what I'm doing.
Do you have to? Do you have to invest in blue?
Yeah, I do.
I like that. I'll go that then. I'm gonna put my move token on yellow. So no.
All right. P3 is my load and your move, so your move happens before my load.
Yeah, I got 3 moves here now because I upgraded, and a load. So, I will move yellow to here, which lets me sell this white good for 5 and an investment. I don't have any investments. Do you have any investments in yellow?
Not yet.
It's about time I earn some points in this game. So that's 5 points plus a cousin.
Because you had an empty spot on your truck.
Spot? Exactly. I need to get this happening. So I'm going to load yellow. And I've still got one more move. But I'm going to leave it. So how many loads did I do for yellow? So I put $2 on yellow company because I did 2.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't. I did 1.
Yeah, you did 1.
There was already a load on it.
Right.
Yeah, I moved it then. Okay, and then I have one more move And you know what? I'm gonna
Definitely hit
actually.
us up, Gabriel, because strangely enough, Sarah will be in the U.S. during that time, and we might get to see you.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Maybe we can meet in Lubbock and have a dinner or something. Go for drinks.
Got an expand here. Oops, I always do that. I get a bit excited. Mocktail. All right. So I have an expand. I want to bring in another yellow.
And that's not too far away. 16th is right around the corner.
I think I want to bring in a yellow truck. I don't want to bring in goods. Yeah, I'm going to bring in a yellow truck. I'm going to pop it here. And I'm going to put
We're still on P2?
3. Still on P3. I'm doing my
Okay.
bonus. I had yeah, pretty epic turn there. Okay,
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
done.
All right.
What's going on?
P3 is. Huh. We'll load and a move. So I'll load this good. I'll move over here. That's worth 4 plus another 4, so that's worth $8. I'll make 8. 5. Oops. 5, 6, 7, 8. $8. And I'll go ahead and do this thing here, which will be
No
to
way.
extort a
What are
cop.
you
So this cop is going to
doing?
extort.
Oh no! I don't want
Okay,
you to do that. You're
it's
messing
worth.
with my cops.
Okay, so here's a question about rules. It says +1 to extort cops. It's not my cop, but do you make the dollar? Do we both make the extra dollar? Does nobody make the dollar?
I thought it was you make it because you have the card.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so you'll make 12 for extorting,
Not
and
bad.
I'll make 10.
Don't complain too much.
And oh, mine stays, but yours goes.
I'm really not happy about it.
That
About
cop goes
that.
to jail.
Oh no! I wanted that cop.
How much did I make? I said 10.
10.
Cool. Awesome. Not too bad of a little
Not
exchange.
awesome. Not awesome at all.
Okay. So now we'll go P4.
Okay, so
Your load and
my
move,
load
and
goes
then my
first.
expand. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna load up this yellow truck here with another white good,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go ahead and move that to here because I want to open up the cop block. Cop block. All right,
All
so
right.
that's 8. 8 bucks. And now the cop's gonna earn more money, which is nice.
I'll put the random goods on here.
Thank you. And then
And then.
I can put $2 on something. So I'm going to put the $2 investment on purple because it looks like you're going to do something with purple. Probably.
Not anymore.
That's fine. But you got an investment on purple too, so it still makes sense for you to do it. If you don't do it, fine. Whatever.
Is that it?
That's it. Yeah. Hey Dan, it's going well. Thank you. It took a long time to do the teach. I think it took an hour to
It took
do
an hour.
the
It's because, well,
teach.
one, I'm not
Whoa.
good at it. I'm not the greatest teacher for my own or our own stuff that I'm involved with. I'd say. I've got a cousin here. I'll go ahead and
I need to write.
expand.
I need to write the rules and then make it in a concise way, and then it'll be easier for us to teach it like that. But I mean, there's a lot
It's a lot to
going
teach.
on. I think you did a good job. I can't believe you had a cop now. This.
As a cop, right there with you, hanging out. That was my expand, and then the next thing would be to extort a construction zone. I'll extort this one for 12.
Um, see, that was really smart, babe.
Thank you. Sometimes I'm
unhappy.
smart. Nah.
I,
Sometimes, well, that it's worth it. If you're unhappy, that makes it worth it.
I like what
Cool.
you did there, but I don't want to like it. Okay.
Now we're on P5. It is my load before yours.
Mhm.
And it's only one move, so I might as well make it count. So I'll load here. Then I get to make a move, and the move will go here. in purple, so that's 4 plus another 3 for $7.
And I make $2 because I invested in.
And don't forget, I made a load in purple, so purple gets
Oh yeah,
a.
Purple
Uh,
Company gets some.
did
It's
we
worth
do
more.
my blue one here? I don't think we did the
Maybe
blue one.
not.
No.
It's the thing we
Okay.
always forget, so we probably forgot. In fact, I don't
Cool.
think I did the 2 for yellow. I loaded for yellow twice as
Okay.
well.
Cool. So those show that the companies are becoming more lucrative to extort. They're making more money. All right. So your P5, which is your load.
So I can load a blue if I wanted. But I can't move it. And you're first next round, so
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to activate my bonus, which is $1 per cop, but the police block is in place, so it's actually $3 per cop. I have this little mapley thing, so I actually get 4. I get 4 per cop. It was going to be sweet 16 points for me, but you took away one of my cops. It's only 12.
Okay. And I'll make what, 3?
You make 3.
That's not very
The way I
much.
said that, you make 3.
Well, I guess the
Yeah,
most
it
important
wasn't
thing
worth it. Why
is
would you do that?
the more important thing is that you didn't make another. How much did you make per cop?
I made 4 per cop, so I would have made
So
$16, and I made 12.
so
But
I guess
also,
the
you got to
important part
explore
is
this twice.
right. The important part is you didn't make another 4. That's all
You
that
made
matters.
heaps of money from it because you extorted this twice. And
Nah, not really. I just made a couple dollars. I wouldn't worry about it.
nice.
Don't think about it.
Whatever.
Don't worry. Don't worry about how much I'm making. Worry about how
I
much you're
know how
making.
you. I know how you roll, so you can't trick me like that. I know what your tells are.
All right. We are in the round 3. What we have to decide here is, what cards do I want to keep or not keep for my free cards that I'll get from my supply.
Dan's asking
Um,
what's the average runtime on this game. I think we can
for
play it in like an hour. Or with the fastest has been an hour, hasn't it? When I
the
had to
fastest was
go
like 50
early.
minutes for us. It was 50
Yeah.
minutes. It's about 30 minutes per player ish. I think though
Yeah.
with 4 players it's not going to take 2 hours. It'll take probably an hour and a half because there's a lot of simultaneous play. So
Yeah,
if
the
you know what's
thinkiest
going,
part about it is this part, the programming, right? And you're all doing
yeah,
it at the same time. So
yeah. Once you know the rules, it's pretty quick. It takes an hour for 2 players. I think the average is definitely an hour for 2 players. And whenever we had another player, it only took like 15 more minutes than that
yeah.
with Lyndon, I think.
And when you and I are playing it, we've been really trying to like do particular things. So we've been
Okay, so I'm not going to
taking
take
a
any.
long ass time to make
Right.
decisions.
Well, I don't want to lose to you, so I'll take however long it takes. It takes as long as it takes to beat you.
I'm not saying anything.
If it took me all night, as long as I
Sure,
won, I
babe.
don't care. As long as you don't win, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
You should take
Okay.
longer then.
Oh, ouch. Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
Well,
You're a demon woman.
Ooh. What's going on?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll upgrade that card. Put this here. Get rid
Yeah.
of this bonus. And that allows me to get 1 card of the next round for doing the upgrade. Too bad I don't like that card.
Are you gonna get rid of that card?
Oh,
Sorry.
don't forget you have cars in the queue that you need to move.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we didn't explain that, I don't think. So last player gets to decide where the trucks go.
Now, what were you going to ask?
Are you gonna get rid of that card?
What card?
Your low initiative card, please. That'd be great.
The one that had a number 1 on it? No, I'm keeping the
Yeah.
1 card.
Oh, you're making me sad.
I'm going to spend $1 and I like this card. But I'm
Alright,
gonna
so-
I'm gonna not get rid of that card just in case and get rid
You
of these 2
said-
cards.
You said I'm gonna snot get rid of it.
Not get rid of the card.
I'm gonna get an upgraded card. Oh, I got an upgrade.
Oh, wrong.
What
So
did you
this,
do? Oh, you
uh,
did it again. You're always doing that. Mo takes cards out of the wrong deck. Thanks, Todd. Have a good night. Too much weed to pay attention. So it's
I
not
don't
like
have that
Teletubbies,
problem.
this game. It doesn't get more fun the more you smoke. It doesn't get fun to watch if you smoke.
Whoa.
I'm gonna buy that. Wait, what have I bought? I bought one thing, and then I bought one thing already, and now I'm buying the second thing. I forgot to
Oh, I upgraded.
juice my cash.
This game, it does conduce
What's
AP,
juicing?
but I don't mind
But
that.
we love that actually.
And we'll upgrade this card twice with that card.
Oh, what? Stop it.
What?
Stop it.
What? That's the way the white people say what.
Cool whip.
Cool whip.
Cool whip.
Whip. Whip. Is there a WH curse word? I don't think there is. Is there? Except for wuss. You're a wuss.
There is a WH curse word,
Which one?
but you don't say whore.
Now you will. You're a
It's
whore.
you're a-
Whore.
It's way too hard to say.
So yes, there is more cuss words.
Yeah,
We're
you can watch
splitting
it.
credit for this design. So it's both of us and a little bit of Lyndon. He's had a little bit of influence in the game. But of course, I want to put my name bigger on the front, as big as possible, and it'll crush yours.
Huge.
Huge. Because I'm humble, very humble.
Yeah, I'll do.
Oh, that's a good one. Wanker. You're a wanker. You're a whore and a wanker. I like it. That's a really good one, actually.
Hang on, there is a medium child. Yeah. Not yet. Okay, I got it. You're done now, aren't you? Or are you still going?
I'm having too much
feel
fun
bad.
with the white.
You're just thinking of different.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of different
Swear.
ways to say whore and wanker.
That sounds like something you'd do.
Yeah. I better actually do something here. We want.
I'd rather you didn't. Don't do anything.
Don't worry, it's not gonna be much either way.
I don't know. I think you're beating me so far.
Nah, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry
You
about
can't
it
throw
at
me
all.
off. You can't throw me off the scent. What's going on?
He's some kind of like a hound dog. It can't throw you off the scent
Bloodhound.
now.
Yeah.
I smell victory points.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't like it. Oh, okay. That can go there. Oh no. That's so bad. Oh, this is so bad.
I need cousins. Just so you know.
Yes.
So my programming
Yeah,
is
so do I.
done.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
sad
we're like
about.
poor cousins, poor relatives.
That's really bad. I don't like this at all.
So who would Velvet Knight be?
Velvet Knight.
The
I'm
Velvet
not
Knight.
sure.
I love the name. The name is really cool.
Velvet Knight, yes.
Because I mean, it could
Oh.
be, in geek
Who are
culture,
you?
or it could be like from the '70s and shit. I'm the Velvet Knight.
Is that just because everything velvet's probably from the 70s?
I just love the '70s.
Were you born in the wrong era, babe?
I was born in the 70s.
Yeah.
I grew up in
I
the
said
wrong
it in a
era.
way. Yeah.
I grew up in the wrong era, but I was born in the right one. So at least I'm from
Yeah.
the 70s. Big cars and big hair. And
I said
horns.
it and I was
Music
like,
with lots
oh
of
wait.
horns. I love
Horny
horns.
music.
I love horny music. It's the best.
Alright. Nothing beats that horny music.
Ah, the Velvet Underground.
It's going last.
Don't forget to bid so you can go last again. Because
Shut
I
up.
kept the card.
Stop talking.
I don't know what you're doing over here. What are you doing in there?
So yeah, we're designing it. Wait, you already answered that question, didn't you?
Yeah,
Was that from before?
and
I
so
must have
did
missed that earlier.
Coins to Continue. Also answered it as well.
But it was Mo's idea. He started it. He started this craziness.
So if you don't like the theme and the idea, we'll just blame it on Sarah. She should have told me that it didn't work and then changed it. Because you're
Apparently, I
second.
did say that initially.
Oh yeah, you did say you didn't like the way programming worked. Because it didn't make sense at first. I'll give you that. It didn't work. I said it didn't work, and you go, yeah, it doesn't work. But now it does, and everybody's happy.
No, it works really well. Oh no. I'm like brain overload here, babe. I don't know what's going on now.
I like it. Maybe I will win, just because you're overloaded.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I would rather you be overloaded than underloaded, so it's all good.
Is that a thing? Underloaded?
Underloaded,
heard
it would
anyone
be
ever
not
say that.
loaded, or
No one's
you're
ever used
load deficient. Is that better?
that. It's, I guess. All right. I'm pretty much ready.
I love the crushed velvet. The way crushed velvet looks, I just love it. It's awesome. The crushed velvet knight doesn't sound as good though. It sounds like you've been
No,
defeated.
it sounds like you've been defeated. Yeah.
Yeah. How about Velvet Crusher Knight?
All right. I think good. I think I'm happy.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let's just see what happens. Oh wait. Oh wait. No. No. Sorry. I am the worst at this game, apparently.
I wouldn't limit it to the game.
I'm gonna ignore that. Because we're live. And...
Black Velvet. Oh yes, great song. Great song.
Okay. I'm ready. I wouldn't call it a banger, but alright.
I guess yeah, but it's a great song.
It's a great song. Like, when I hear banger, I think,
What do you think? It's in the club?
playing it
Thumping
in the
club or
club.
something?
Yeah. Bang it in the club.
I don't think you understand the kids' lingo these days. But anyway, all right.
I
So
don't think Dan understands it. But I could be me. It could be me. All right, I did move. What are you doing? Investing.
invest. So invest
Surprise there.
first. So blue gets that and gets
We
forever
probably
dollar
do go to different clubs. Come on, Dan. Who are you fooling? We're not going to any clubs.
and then another $2.
Yeah, that's the only place I'm going, and it's for board games. It's not even, it's not for drinking
Sad.
and
That
gambling.
is so sad.
Oh, so funny story. So I went to the Chatswood RSL on Tuesday night to play board games because that's where the group meets, and I had Zoltan because it's school holidays, so I took him along. And
Your
the place
P1.
where we, the place where we play is upstairs, and apparently and it's this nice little area. There's a Chinese restaurant up there too, and it all seems very
3 cousins for you.
above board. Yeah. And they kicked us out because they were like, oh, the tab is here, the TAB, the sports gambling whatever place.
Oh, the US would be the TABC. Yeah, the people who take care of all
Okay.
that stuff.
Yeah, so we had to leave and go downstairs. And I'd already like planned this game, um so the guys were like, okay, we'll just pack it up or we'll go downstairs. And then the place where we went, where we were allowed to go, it was just poker tables everywhere. And I'm like, wait, so this gambling is okay, or it's much more obvious, and that little nook that we were in where we were playing games is not okay. It was very strange. And Zolly's like, what are they all doing? What are they all playing? I'm like, they're gambling, playing poker for money. All right,
Oh, were they
that's the
really
thing.
playing for
Anyway.
money?
Yeah.
Mm. You know, the other thing though is it could be a zone thing. Well, okay, in the U.S., I don't know about Australia, but in the U.S., they tie it to zones of places,
Yeah.
and then there's a capacity issue as well. So you could be over capacity for selling alcohol, or there's just all these little
Yeah.
special nuanced rules. So okay, so P2, mine's an
To
invest.
invest. Yeah, it
That's a
was like that.
lot.
It was James is saying Dan is totally hip to the kids' lingo, daddy.
When someone says "daddy-o," I just expect them to snap their fingers, like a beatnik or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, daddy-o. All right, so that goes to here.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was definitely a zone thing, but it's just weird the way the layout of that club is, because there's like a Chinese restaurant up there. We were allowed to sit in there. We had dinner in there, and that was okay. But
Mm.
anywhere else upstairs was a no-go zone.
Your load. Oh, did it have to do with that you had a child? Because that's
Yeah, it was
also
because of
TAB.
Zolly. It
Yeah.
wasn't. They weren't kicking me out. They were kicking him out. Okay, I'm gonna move. Wait, what are you doing with Blue? Doing some stuff?
Don't worry about it. It's any
Don't
business.
worry
What I do with
about
Blue.
it.
What I do with Blue is my business. You're paying too much attention to what I'm doing to Blue. I'm not doing anything.
You know
Stop
what?
looking over here.
Just because of that, I'm actually gonna move Blue to the jam.
Oh, you suck.
I hope you've got a lot of movement.
I hate you.
We didn't talk about the jam much.
Not much,
We
but I
didn't
do
talk about the
hate you.
jam.
Can I
Yeah,
talk about how much I hate you?
we can talk
'Cause I
about
hate
that
you
and the
right
jam,
now.
as long as you talk about the jam as well. Okay,
Uh,
so we're making money for cops. So it's $3 per cop for you, and it's $5 per cop for me because I got the special bonus on my card. So 5 per cop. I've got 3 cops, $15. Thank you. Now my
you
strategy's
suck.
working out. Except I want my other cop back that you stole. Damn cop.
Okay, so vehicles in the traffic jam cost 2 to move out of the traffic jam. So it's going to suck to try to move that guy out because I don't have a whole lot of blue move. You
Oh, I really
suck.
screwed you because you've only got 1 movement for blue.
I am
Oh,
fudged.
no.
It's totally fudged. I am the crushed velvet knight. Oh, this sucks. Okay, so what
Okay.
was that? P2? You suck.
Yep.
I hate you.
I
I
know you
hate
do.
you. I hate you. Forget my number. This is the last time you'll see us together on
Next time I
anywhere
message
ever.
next time I message you.
You ain't messaging shit.
It
You're
is.
blocked. Instantly
It is.
blocked. Oh, this sucks. I can't move it because I only have 1 movement. There's nothing to load there. There's no other blue trucks. I got my bonus, but I'm pissed. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty much the worst. There's no.
I'm gonna get into voodoo. I think. I'm gonna have like a Sarah voodoo doll and just like start stabbing the hell out of it with a needle for that shit.
Yeah. I
Not
think that would
happy.
suit you. I think voodoo would suit you. You should do that. All right, I'm gonna extort with this cop here. So I get him back, him or her back, and that was $9 plus 4 from the card. So that's what, 13? $13.
Talk too much. Oh, this sucks, man. I'm so mad.
Okay.
And you're
That's my
so
V3.
freaking
I'm so
happy for it.
I'm trying not to be. It's just,
You're trying not to be, but
when you
we
get
can
all
all see
fired
it.
up, it
Everybody
makes me
see
laugh.
that you're happy that I'm upset. All right, P4.
Chase is like, I don't fully understand what you did, but it sounds awesome from Mo's reaction.
It was crap.
Yeah, it costs two. It costs two to move out of the jam. Anything except police, right? Because police can use their siren, so it still only costs one for the police to move out of the jam.
Yes, but the
Yeah.
cop block is on play, so it still costs 2 either way. So, yeah,
Oh right, yeah, true.
the cop rules supersede these rules, but cops anyway.
Yeah, so
All
that was
right.
an interesting rule we put into play. We figured like if the police block comes into play, it should be harder to move the cops.
Mm-hmm.
So we put them as 2 movement, but that can also be bad as well for the cop player. I don't know. I think it works better this way though. So did you do your P4? No, P4 is my load.
Yep.
You're just not even talking to me now, are you?
I had wind in my cell. Now I don't. If I could, if there was any more of a fit that I could throw, I would throw it. If we were like in real life, I would tell the other players how much you
If this
suck.
was offline.
Yeah, if this was in real life, I'd like, man, we don't invite her ever again. She's not allowed here. Send her home.
I get that a lot, actually. So this is why I only ever play with, with the same person once. I never get invited
This is,
back again.
it's not that your friends don't like to play games with conflict in it. Is they don't like playing conflict games with you. Because you like torturing your friends,
So
obviously.
smiled. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, you love hurting people.
Can't help it. It's like that, when something tragic happens and you either never smile. You don't want to smile, but you do.
So does it mean like when something tragic happens to one of your friends, you go to the car by yourself and you're like laughing and shit?
You have to
You're
get the laughs
freaking
out.
sinister, man. This is messed up.
Come on, that's everyone, right? Everyone does that.
No.
Not just me.
We all have sympathy for our friends. We don't screw them over like you screw me over. We want to keep our friends. We want to be invited for the next game day.
I guess this was me then.
Yeah, it's
All right,
just
I've got
you.
heaps of cousins, so I'm gonna put them on here. Why not?
I don't want to hear what you have. Definitely don't want to hear what you have anymore. I'm still mad.
Wait, am I doing that right? No, I'm doing that wrong, babe. That's just for new goods there, isn't it? It's not the goods that come from finishing
Right,
the block.
it's only
I'm
new
cheating.
goods. Right.
Cheating. That's the other reason why people don't want to play with me as well, because I also cheat by mistake, accidentally cheat. Did I get my 10? All's fair in love and board war. Absolutely, I agree. That's my motto. Can someone on the on the live stream tell me if I got my 10 points?
I don't think you
remember.
did, so go
Talking
ahead
too
and
much.
take. Let's go ahead and take your damn 10.
Wait, I need to wait. I'm gonna put it on the side, and then someone could tell me, and then I can delete it if I need to.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, so 4 is expand for me. Got me so upset I'm coughing.
Oh, God, now you just want sympathy. Oh, I'm coughing.
I'm coughing because I'm upset. We'll put this guy. Oh,
Oh, you stole my cup from me again. I was gonna do
and
that.
then we'll get a cousin. And then we're on P5.
I have
P5
no
is
sympathy now.
it is
That's
my
scary.
move and load, so we will load twice. And we have 1 move, so we'll load. And then I move first next round, so I move. So purple gets $2,
Mm-hmm.
and then actually we'll
Did I do a load? I
both.
did 2 loads for yellow, so I'll add that to yellow.
I'll move my 1 move, drop that off, and make 4 plus what I'm invested in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 there, and then we'll go ahead and extort a cop. We'll extort here with the cop for 12.
Wait, you extorted your cop or my cop? Your cop.
My cop.
Alright, sweet. Okay. Cool. No, I don't care about that. I'm happy with that.
And then the cop sent home, paid leave. And then it's your expand.
Yep, so I'm gonna take that cop back. Yes. Okay. These companies are looking pretty sweet. I'm gonna go sit on yellow over there. And get one more expand. I'm gonna expand in. Oh, need more goods out here, I think. I'm gonna expand over. Yeah. Oops, that was between blocks, but you know which one I'm doing. This.
Putting goods on the blocks. Cool.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna put cousins on there too. I got a lot of cousins, so I'm gonna put a couple of cousins out there.
Taking control of those goods. Okay.
Yeah, and then.
And then.
I will also. No, sorry, that was 2 expands. I did 2 expands already. Okay, and now I can swap on a construction zone. So yes, I will swap this orange neutral for my own colours.
Cool. And
My
that will be
cousins
the
are
end
real busy.
of the round. Now we're going into the last round of the game.
Last round. Yeah.
Last round of the game.
Have fun playing Minecraft. Bye. I used to love playing Minecraft with Zoltan. That was a lot of fun.
I bet it was.
I used to just build like crazy minecart tracks everywhere.
I don't want either one of those cards.
It's such a time sink though. It's like
Don't want that card either.
it's like all of a sudden it's nighttime.
That's kind of the way I was with Valheim. Because I built like everything that was built in Valheim that you saw, I pretty much built it in our little server.
Yeah.
5 cards.
Yeah, so now we get... So the last round is a little longer, I guess, as well. Because this part, there's just so many options. You got a lot of cards. You got a lot of money you can spend. And it hopefully means... And I think it does mean this. You get like a crazy last round where you feel like you do heaps of cool stuff.
I'll sell that back to the game for $1. I want to buy that card for 3. 1, 2, 3. I want to buy this card to upgrade that card for 1, 2, 3.
I don't like any of these cards. This is crap. Not happy.
It's called karma, and you deserve it. You definitely deserve it.
You're working your voodoo already?
Yeah.
On me?
That's right. I'll go ahead and buy this card for 3. 1, 2, 3. And put that in that slot, and that'll upgrade there and there. I need to do something with that card. Kurt.
So what do you think that the more someone's connected to the TTS
Oh, wow.
wave? I think you probably by mistake.
Yeah, probably. Bam.
So I think the moral of the game, right, is that if you're gonna extort, you should be a cop.
No, the feeling that I'm hoping to personally try to push is like for every little bit that I try to add, and then we talk about, and not that Sarah doesn't add her own thing, but whenever I'm adding something, I'm trying to think about what will, at this point, I'm trying to think about what would make you want to, like, the easy path is to pick up and deliver. There is no way to stop a person from picking up and delivering. But there's way to counter when people are going to extort, because extort is like morally the bad thing to do. But the game kind of tempts you to do that because you can make extra points, and you never know what your opponent's making. So we're trying to turn that up a level. I say we, but maybe that's the royal we. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can sort of counter the... Oh, hang on, I was meant to move the trucks, I forgot. You can sort of counter the pick up and deliver as well, though, because you can move someone's blue truck to the jam.
Sort of.
But yes, it's harder to do. So trucks that are in the jam at the end of the round go to the queue. So it actually kind of becomes a good thing because generally the cube goods are worth more. So it's delayed.
I don't know what I'm going to
Whoa. Uh-oh. Hang on. Can't move things. Oh no, now I can. My ping went
to shit.
totally mental. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to spend $1, get rid of these 2 cards. I'm kind of doing a Hail Mary here. Oh. Somebody's mining the deck.
I wonder what happened. I wonder why my
Oh, your ping went bad?
yeah. It went so bad. Things were weird.
So I'm going to sell this curd for 2. Am I? Hold on.
Sell this crap for 1. Don't put that in.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to let it be. I think. Let's do this.
Oh.
Yeah, your pinging's going horrible. I wonder if it's yours or mine. You totally like froze for a second. You still there? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Okay. Let's see. Do that. Then do that.
Now it's going down. Sort of. I don't know what happened. I really don't. But our connection to each other just went completely screwy.
Oh, there's a cop there. Fudge. Okay. Gotta remember stuff. Gotta remember. Someone's out to screw me all the time.
Gotta remember stuff. Yeah, you gotta be.
Just assume I'm gonna get screwed.
Stay alert for the scourge. Okay. What did you call? You call it deep dickage.
Yeah, that's what our game group calls it. Deep dick. When someone screws you really bad. And the games that we choose and like to play, that's they all have deep dickage.
Yeah.
That.
Okay, so that's an upgrade for both.
That. Maybe that.
3. Oh yeah, I want that to go first.
Sleeping with the fishes. That's a good one.
Yeah.
On that one Godfather game, that was like the only positive thing I heard about the game. I mean, maybe it's a good game. I don't know if it's a good game or not. But the positive thing that I
It's
heard
not.
was the positive thing I heard was that you could put people in the river and they sleep with the fishes.
Yeah,
You played it,
I've played it.
Godfather?
Yeah,
Not too positive about it. Not keen on it.
I wasn't huge on it.
Hmm.
I'd rather play El Grande.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of heard. So I don't know. I haven't played it, but I haven't heard the greatest reviews.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to do the other thing. I guess the other cool thing is that you stash cash, and then at the end of the game, you're like, haha, look at all the money I've got in my briefcase or whatever.
Oh,
We need to do that for this one. We need briefcase.
we kind of do already do that.
Yeah.
Just
We're
it's just
calling it
hidden.
hidey hole, which is way less gangster. Alright. Pretty sure I spent all my money, or at least all I wanted to spend. I'm ready.
All right,
Alright.
all right. Here we go. P1, my investment. Lots
Mo's gonna make
of
so much money off the purple trucks.
1, 1, 2, and then we'll go ahead and put another 2, but those 2 we'll put in purple. All right, cool. That was my invest.
Oh man, so much invest.
Oh, I get another $2 for.
You're gonna make the big dollars.
I don't think
Okay,
it's enough to
so-
win. But
Well, I think this round will be crazy for me, but I'm not 100% sure. So, I'm not going to bother with the loading and stuff because I know that you're going
you suck.
getting too much money for blue. So,
You suck.
it's 2, 4 plus 3 per cop. So, what's that? 7 per cop
7
for
per
me,
cop, but
and for you, it's 4.
only 4. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
So I get 21 bucks. No one told me if I cheated and took that extra $10.
Well, we'll find out if there's a $10 difference, and then we'll have to go to the tape.
Go to the tape, yeah. All right. Cool. That's
So
my
that-
P1.
All right, P2. P2 is my load and your load, so my load's first. I got a load and a move.
Low. Low.
You didn't move this truck here, did you?
I did. It was in the jam, remember?
Okay, great.
I know,
Super.
That's why I said that whole spiel about
badass.
helping, but being delayed.
All right, so load, lead,
You're welcome.
move here. Boom. That'll go to the jam because there's too many freaking cars over there. 8 plus
11, so
5, 6,
19.
8. Okay. Thank you for helping me out. 19. There's a load in blue, by the way.
Yes.
And what was the other thing? Oh, that's everything. That is my shitty card I still got from the beginning of the game.
Just so you could be first.
Just so I could be first every round. Well, I couldn't find a replacement. I was just doing all kinds of other crazy stuffs.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Okay. Your P2.
Okay. Maybe I was stealing all the blue invest.
Maybe.
I did get a couple of blue invests actually in this game, but I put them back. Okay, so P2, loading stuff. I'm not going to load stuff. Blue's in the jam anyway. No one cares about blue anymore. And then this time it's 3 per for me. It's 5 per cop.
3 for me. Oh, you're making all kinds of cop money.
Yeah, those cops are like
They're all over this place.
lots of bribes.
Yeah. Okay, so that was P2. P3 is my invest. 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 5. And then I'll take 2 out to make another 5.
Oh man. Oh my god, you're gonna make so. Oh, if only I had a neutral move. Remove some purple up to the gym.
I put a car into play. We'll put that one into play. There. Why not? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on one second.
This is bad.
That was purple. That was a 4 car, so that's that one. Sweet. Cool.
Cool.
All right, your
So my
P3.
P3.
Yep.
All right, I'm not loading for blue again.
Mm.
This time I'm just extorting the cop.
Which
And
cop?
I will extort one of these charters, I guess. I think they're both the same. Yeah, both the same. So what is that? 9, 10. $10.
$10 to you.
Plus, sorry, 14. It's 14 in total.
Okay. 14 for you.
Yeah. All right.
All right, my turn?
Mhm.
Or actually, it's P4 now.
Yeah, people know.
P4, my move before your move. I've got to move. That one move will be here. So
Yeah,
that's
this is gonna be
3
crazy
plus that. So that's 21. 21 there. That was only one move. And then we'll load. We've got one load. So we're not loading yours. We'll do that one. We'll move that there. And that was
22.
for 22.
Cousin.
And I get a cousin. I don't think it's going to matter, but I'll get him anyway. And then I
How many
still
loads
have
did you do for purple? Just one.
one.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And I have, that was 2 moves. I have 1 move left. And we'll go ahead and move this
So
one.
purple was already loaded up from
here.
last round, right?
That's right. Mm-hmm. And then it's one cousin there.
See, and when you're invested that much, even if I moved it, it still would have been, like I would have got a little bit from it, but wouldn't have to move
Cool.
that stuff.
Move token. All right. So now it is your yellow move.
Mm-hmm. I really wish I could move you into the jam. All right, go here. And here. Oh! I'm glad the ping went down. It was like virtually unplayable there for a second.
Yeah, you're like your face like just stuck. Like it's so like they like if they hit you on the back. Have you heard that before? Like if you make a face and someone hits you on the back, you're stuck like that. It's what they. It's I don't know if it's true, but it's in movies where they talk about like they tell kids don't make your face because somebody hits you in the back, you're gonna be stuck like that.
Then I'll move this yellow to here. Okay, so that was 3 movement with yellow, and I just got a bunch of cousins that I'm probably not even going to use. But then I'll put this. Oh no! Now I've spoken too soon, and the ping weird again. I'll put that on that. Okay, cool, done.
All right.
Last turn of the game.
P5, mine before yours.
I was gonna make way too much money right now. Stressful.
And I'm going to. I've got 3 loads, so 2 loads here, and another load here, and I've got 2 moves. So here and then here, and then this one goes to the jam. All these get dropped off. They're all going to be neutrals. So 8 times 3, 24 for that, right?
Mm-hmm. And then 3 times 18.
18. Which is what?
60, take 6. 54. Jesus.
40, 50. I'll take a 5 and put a 1 back. Okay.
That's not cool.
That is
not
really cool.
Cool.
As cool as it gets.
And you know what I realized?
Cool as a cucumber.
Up. I'm just going to explain what I should have done. So my last turn I got a bunch of cousins, babe, and I just shouldn't have because there's no point.
Mm-hmm.
I could have paid 2 to like at least move this cop to the purple because you put a bunch of loads on purple just now. 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna extort with them, so I should have done that. So that totally sucks. Can we say that I did? All right, I've got 2 moves. Oh, I've actually got 2 moves on this card.
Ah, there you go.
No, it's not worth it. I may as well.
Mm.
I can do more. Look, I can go like this. I'll load these 2, and then I can make $6 plus.
Isn't
that. I can make
Louisiana an
12.
hour after us? So at Louisiana it's 12:30 right now, I think. Staying up late?
So that's 16. You
Actually,
don't
I'm
have any
surprised.
yellow investments, do you?
No, I don't.
And he
I'm
goes
actually
for jam.
surprised Gabriel's still around. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That's 16. And then 2. Wait, how many loads did I do? I did 3 loads.
Oh, you're central like us. Okay. So it's only 11:30 there. Cool.
Oh, I was right about
You work
the time
tomorrow?
zone. It was central. Oh, no, I'm
Oh,
not exporting
lucky
with it right
ass.
now
No work
anyway.
tomorrow? I wish that was me. On a Friday too? Nice.
And then I'm gonna extort this block, and I just get $8.
I'm gonna
$7
pull up.
because it's -1.
I'm going to pull up my calculator. Start counting up my score because I'm
You
done.
might have won because of that last turn. Like that turn was.
It's like you might have won. I don't expect it, but
illegal.
you might have. Maybe. If you're lucky. See the I hear the arrogance there.
It's funny. I've either got 155 or 165. I'm not sure if that extra 10 is mine or not.
You can take it. I don't mind. Which means I'm going to beat you either way. So go ahead and take it.
Oh, nice.
Give it an
What'd
extra
you get?
223.
Whoa! Oh my god, that stacks. Holy crap. Most of that was in the last round.
Yeah, there was a lot in the last round.
Yeah.
Because that's
Nice.
160 plus 30 plus 33.
Hey, you can't really stop, move and load. But I really wish I'd tried. Try and jam up them purples.
Yeah, that's something we'll have to be mindful of to see if the load
If
move
invest can
strategy.
get too crazy.
Yeah, we might have done too much
Yeah, because you're
with
doing
those plus
like,
$2.
you're doing it a lot now.
Yep,
Yeah, we tweaked it and we might have gone a little bit overboard maybe.
it might have been tweaked a little too much.
But we have the old set, we can go back to that.
Over here on this one, if you would have extorted that, how much more would have you have gotten?
Not that much. Not that much. Because I realized I didn't extort in that order anyway.
So
that's
Gabriel's playing golf now. Nice. I wish I was playing golf. I haven't learned to play golf yet. I plan to do that when I retire, and it's not likely I'll ever retire. I'll die before I retire, so I never get to play golf. Suck.
I don't think you'll see me playing golf. Can you imagine how bored I'd be?
Pretty
So
bored.
distracted after 2 seconds. I don't have the
I want
attention
to play
span
golf.
for golf.
I want to play golf so bad.
I'm also too aggressive. Putt just, you know. You have to duck if you play putt.
That's too different. All right, so
Yeah, true. You wouldn't have to duck if you play golf. I mean, you have to hit it hard with golf, right? But
Yeah.
putt, you don't have to hit it hard.
do you want to hit it all hard and stuff? That's messed up,
Yeah.
man.
I don't want to. Just happens. Okay,
You,
that was
you
good.
don't want to, but you have to. Yeah, it was good. All right, hey, Gabriel, thanks for. I haven't shot pool in a long time, man. In a really long time. I need to do that. Maybe when you're down, you could beat us at pool. Maybe. I don't know. Sarah, do you play pool?
Same problem. You have to duck.
That's the same problem. All right, well,
Pretty
we're
much
digging
answers your
off.
question. Yeah, thanks
Thanks
for
for
watching, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's really nice
thanks,
having so many
everybody.
people watching, and yeah, like we're looking for playtests.
Watch me have a
obviously.
meltdown. Yeah.
Well, you and so you didn't have a meltdown this time, except
All
for
right.
that one time when you did. See you guys.
All right. Let me turn this damn thing off.